All right, welcome everyone. We're on episode 66 today. Wow, we just it just keeps going and going, man. We're nonstop. Yeah, things are going really good. It has been a very, exciting week. Lots of different things happening. It sounds like you're muted. Hold on, let me see. Maybe it's me. Give me a little. Yeah, I hear you. Okay, hold on. Let me see what's going on. Well, yeah, we figured this out. Hold on. I hear you great. So let me see. It must be my capture. Yeah, it's not AxieChat if there aren't some form of issues that we're having to deal with for sure. It just seems like that's the way it goes. Are you okay? Blink twice if not. Yeah, I hear you great. So, gosh dang. Yeah. No, this is exactly right. Yeah, you sound great to me. Yeah, well, we're going to figure this out. Everybody just hold on for a second. That's the opposite. So that's what Jameski just said. What you were just saying, that is hilarious. All right, hold on for just 1 second. Let's see what's going on. Oh, yeah. Hopefully I didn't show anything too sensitive there. Let's see here. Why would that not be? Okay, go for it.
Check. 1, 2.
We got him.
Sound better? Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay.
Hey.
Here we go.
Nice.
Just one of those funny little things. Here we go. So here we go. We're starting off again. This is welcome to episode 66 of AxieChat, man. So
I've actually been working on my what's it called when people throw their voice to a puppet?
Like I've been
trying to throw my voice to. Yeah, we're working on our ventriloquist app.
I like it.
Never mind. I'm not going there. Yeah. So what? We're on episode 66. Going strong. You were gonna kind of fill us in on how things were going this week. I'm not sure if we got that far.
Yeah, so I tried to do the ventriloquist thing for a second. So hopefully people enjoyed that. We're having a party already, just me and you, man. It's all good. We don't do this for the people who tune in. We just do it for us, right? We're just hanging out. Okay.
I was trying to have my own pizza party tonight. I ordered about 3 hours ago, and I just got a notification saying it was received, and it would be here in 55 minutes. So I may be bailing out to scarf down a piece of pizza halfway through this thing.
That's awesome, man.
I know.
You should have sent one to me, too.
I know.
So cool.
All right, next time.
Yeah. So everybody, hey, thanks a lot for the subs. We were talking about how it's nonstop. Just more and more, everything's just nonstop. It's great. We love it. But it just feels like everything's always going all the time, which is totally awesome. Hey, before we get going, let's just hit our standard little disclaimer real quick here. And there we go.
This content is for informational and entertainment purposes only. You shouldn't construe any such information or material as legal, tax, investment, financial, or other advice. We have no responsibility for your decisions, are not game devs, and our opinion could be flawed. Axie hard.
Axie hard, everyone. All right. Well, now that we got that out of the way, let's just talk about everything that we can talk about. Welcome to the public stream. We're really excited. Enjoi and I were just talking about, the future of AxieChat before we got a chance to get on here, and we've got great plans. I'm so excited for AxieChat in the next year, man. I just think we're going to be dropping a whole bunch of really cool, fun stuff. Hope everybody's on for the ride. Hopefully you're paying attention. We're going to talk about just a few things. We're not going to get into too many details, but I think we're going to have a pretty good roadmap for the 2022 year ahead. And man, it's going to be a great time. We're going to have a good time here with AxieChat. So excited for all the different projects, and putting together today's slides and kind of getting ready for this through the week as we were talking. There's so many different projects that are happening. It's incredible how many projects are happening in the space, and how many new things. Like last week.
Are we?
Yeah, go.
Are we talking Axie projects? Are we talking play to earn gaming? Or are we talking crypto in general?
Well, I mean, there's all that. I was talking about Axie projects specifically. But yeah, there's tons of stuff happening in the space. Some of it doesn't get me very excited. Some of it is really exciting. I don't know. I'd say 90% of it doesn't get me excited, but there's a good 10%. There's some gems out there that I'm pretty excited about for sure. We'll see how those things develop. But I was talking about Axie specifically. There's just a lot of stuff happening. Sure. Like last week, we got to drop the leak of an Explorer's passport and the stamps. And there's a couple things we get to drop today, a couple things I haven't even talked to you about. So we'll see how. What? Yeah. I'm excited, man. It feels like more and more AxieChat is a place where some of the kind of pre-leaks are happening. Maybe not, official leaks from the team. Sometimes we get those. But for sure, kind of leaks from the community. And that really has to do with you and the community. And thanks for tuning in and paying attention. And it's really exciting to be kind of the source for some information. It's really, really cool. There's lots of cool things going on. I remember one of the things that kind of kept us all going when it felt like we were just kind of waiting for news from the team and waiting for Ronan, waiting for access to drop, all those sorts of things that are now just in the past and have happened. We kept having all these great community projects, community challenges, community events that were just done by the community themselves. And it feels like we're coming back to that again, which is really exciting to me. It's a little bit different though now. It has a different feel, and I think it's a great feel. Really, really good, fun stuff that's really tying the community together. Lots of stuff happening from the team too.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that as well, because we've seen a lot of really good memes, really well put together memes that are almost on the professional level coming out. I think the Twitter handle is Magic Axies or something like that, has been doing a lot of great work, and it sent me back to some early meme contests back in the day when the team was trying to farm engagement and trying to get the word out, before really anybody knew about Axie. And we were just putting together stupid videos, and I mean it was fun at the time, but there was no real good professional content. And now even in the world of memes, we've got just an amazing machine out there just pumping out content. And all these other community projects too is they seem way more professional than they've been in the past, right? People are coming in with funding and building businesses on top of Axie, and we're not even talking scholarships here. We're talking just everything under the sun. It's really incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Just incredible stuff. Well, let's get into it. I've got some great slides, so we should probably get into it. Prepare for infinity, and that's kind of what you're saying. Things are happening on every different aspect of the space, and it's just getting more and more exciting. It's just getting broader, deeper, more complex. I'm really excited to see what's going to come with the actual game itself fairly soon. I've been pretty pleased with we saw already in chat somebody when Beast nerf, but I love it. I think, if you take a slow Axie, Beast or Bug, and you're willing to deal with the consequences of having a slow Axie with high morale, I say more power to you. Those should be strong Axies. So I like it. I think there's actually better balance than there was in the past. So, hey, let's talk about some of the team news. There's been some amazing team news. We'll talk about kind of the more, I guess, positive ones, and then we'll hit some of the more, not as exciting, but I think things that are good, things that are bringing the project on the right track. But this first one, the free transactions update. So now it's required that you basically verify with an email your marketplace account in order to have your Ronin be able to access those free transactions. You saw this one. What did you think about this particular update?
I was kind of playing it back because I think when I started the game, you needed an email account. Like there was
Yeah.
no MetaMask link back in the early days. And so I've never really had to think about it. But, when I was thinking back, I believe there was a switch to, a time when you can just log in with MetaMask. And it did away with the email. And I don't think I even realized that you didn't need to have a email linked. Because again, you're getting so much information through the email. I don't know. I guess this falls in line with everything that they're doing to stop botting accounts.
Yeah.
And we've also seen a lot of marketplace bots that are scooping up maybe mispriced Axies and stuff like that. So that definitely stops that. But again, this is kind of one of those things where it's bittersweet, right? It really slows down, I think, breeders or people running scholarships, especially maybe on the smaller side that don't have some of this automation or the processes lined up. But I think it just comes back down to whatever's better for the economy. I guess that's probably better for all of us.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I definitely think this was a measure. I know that there's going to be some people who prefer to remain anon, that are going to, kind of not be as excited about this. You can still find ways to get emails that are relatively anonymous, but I don't really see a downside of the team wanting to at least have an email if you're going to interact with the Axie marketplace and receive free transactions. I mean, ultimately, free transactions are something the team is paying for, whether you see it that way initially or not. That is what it is. Like some RON is being used when these free transactions take place. So I think it makes perfect sense. In fact, I wouldn't be as opposed to having some form of KYC in this regard if you're going to engage in the free transactions. Honestly, I don't know. There's two sides to that. I don't know if I want to jump too deep into that particular debate. But yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a good topic to bring up. I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh man, they're jumping to KYC. Like, there goes our anonymity. There goes decentralization." And it's just an email address. It's not asking for your license or your social security number or what have you. Or your passport. It's just an email address, and you can make one up. But you're right. Especially as Ronin becomes more popular, and Ron is required to run those transactions, like they're going to have to put some limits in place for those free transactions, whether or not they, even keep them in place at all. I hope they do, but at the very least, let's save some room for the actual users here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I don't know. I really feel strongly that it's highly likely the people that are abusing the free transactions and not being willing to verify accounts are probably kind of the nefarious actors out there. Maybe people who are trying to run bot farms or automation or things like that. So it's just one more thing I'm pretty excited about. All right, Hype Train. Thank you all so much. So cool. We really appreciate the support. We were just talking about how great the AxieChat community is, and we're committed to continuing to provide value, both to the public and specifically to our AxieChat members. So just again, thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and we're going to continue to improve and hopefully not have baronar mic issues and cutting enjoi out of the stream issues as we move forward. But regardless, I'm really excited for the future. I'm excited for the future of our show, AxieChat. I'm excited to see the team identifying some of these issues that they can relatively easily change, that are going to make it better for people moving forward, that are going to improve the community in general. And we are all wondering, is there going to be a breeding event for the 10 millionth Axie? I know that there were people that were basically ready to just bot the crap out of it, use scripts or whatever in order to try to get that 10 millionth Axie. That's coming up soon. But it's been clarified. It is an event, and when there is a breeding event, according to the terms of service, you absolutely cannot use automation for breeding, and everybody had better just stop now, just to be careful, or at least as it gets closer and closer to the 10 millionth Axie, just be very, very careful. You'd hate to incur a significant ban. I mean, even up to, I think, a permanent ban for violating the terms of service. So just don't do it. Be cautious, be aware, don't get in big trouble.
Now, there was obviously a lot of backlash around Axie 1 million, and which was, maybe not botted, but it definitely had some automation or some workaround factors to, the breeding of it. And so on one side, it's nice to see them putting some rules and regulations in place in terms of these, breeding these, I don't know, important numbered Axies, right? The 1 million, 10 million.
Yeah.
I don't know what comes next, 25, 50, 100 million,
Yeah.
whatever. Those specific numbered Axies. And it's fun that they're putting an event around it and with a prize and all that sort of stuff. But what do you think about this large ban associated with potentially botting it? And my thought is, like, if there's somebody who's not paying attention to Discord and maybe didn't see this news and is kind of just going around their daily operations, like that is significant. I don't know. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, it is. And what I like, I'm gonna divert, I guess, a little bit. I'm gonna kind of change. I'm gonna change what we're talking about. What I love is the positive way that they have moved forward on this one. So instead of like there is the threat, right? There is the threat of the terms of service violation, but I think everybody's going to get a shot at this Tanuki, right? And,
Sure.
And that's awesome. So long as everything goes smoothly and we don't have anybody, screwing up and then ending up having all sorts of negative repercussions, somebody, just doing a natural breed when it gets close to that 10 million mark is going to end up with an awesome, awesome land item. And what's so cool about this is, for me, this is an acknowledgement that the team is letting people know, hey, we do have some of these special land items. And they have also, some AOC. They have Axie Origin coins. They have other things out there too. And now this is one of the first times where these are coming out of the basement. These are coming out of storage. And it's an opportunity for someone to win something really unique, really cool. And,
Sure.
kind of the team acknowledging, hey, this is what we're going to do for some of these special events. We're going to haul out some extremely valuable prizes for this type of stuff.
Sure. No, I 100% agree. And, again, the backlash from Axie 1 million really came from people feeling like their shot to breed it was kind of taken away. So, putting these guidelines out and giving this prize as part of a, forcing people to uphold these rules, I think is really cool. I would like to see, however, moving forward, and again, these are just my thoughts because, yeah, I get it. Emails are going out. It's on Twitter. It's all these places, but it would be nice to see maybe some sort of banner on the marketplace or something like that, just saying, hey, Axie 10 million. And this is good for awareness as well for people who don't know about this and might like to try and breed. But hey, Axie 10 million is coming up. Like, breeding contest starts. Be aware of the terms of service.
Yeah, you're right. It is always useful to get more information out there, and that's really kind of what we're trying to do. That's part of our goal, is to inform people as much as we reasonably can, and so long as it's interesting and people like it, about what's happening with the AxieChat space and within the community. So, yeah, I think that these are all indications that the team is learning. We had programmatically on last week, and
Yeah.
I feel like the team is really growing into their shoes. Their shoes were giant all of a sudden with so much adoption in the space, and they really have had to try to figure out how to not stumble in these with this huge potential that they have with so many people involved in the space. And so I don't know, I love it. I love the positive, and I really I'm just crossing my fingers that this goes off as expected, and we don't have any automation issues, and that people enjoy it. And like you said before, the last time it was unclear. This time it is more clear. It might have been good to have even a little bit more heads up for the 10 millionth Axie. Hopefully there aren't going to be any issues, and let's just make sure there aren't. People, be good. Everybody try to do a breed really close to the 1159, or whatever. Yeah. So cool.
While you change the slide here, the last thing I'll say too is this is a game. It's a game, and we really haven't had a lot of new updates for gameplay in a while. So I like that they're kind of applying that game logic to different aspects. Just different ways for people to get involved.
Absolutely.
And have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what's so great about this space. It's going to eventually end up with a whole bunch of different experiences that we can use with our Axies. But in the meantime, yeah, well, it'll stay that way. There's all the different ways to play the game. There's breeding Axies, there's scholarships, there's staking, there's just so many amazing ways to engage in the Axie Infinity community. So yeah, all right. So let's talk about the bans. And again, this is another indication to me that the team's taking things seriously, which is great. But it's also an indication that, hey, they're willing to look at things carefully and make sure that there aren't going to be any issues. So it's so interesting because they can't really tell us specifically how they identify the people that they're going to ban. Because if they do, then all of a sudden people know how to avoid it moving forward in the future. It sounded like most of them were on the basis of either manipulating a device, so using some sort of helper software or bot or something that hacked or changed the device, or a lot of them it sounded like were many accounts on the same device. And
right.
I should have pulled that up, but in the TOS now specifically, it says if you engage with game accounts, so in-game accounts, so if you log into more than 3 game accounts within a 24-hour period, regardless of whether you played it or not, that's going to potentially be a bannable offense. So very, very important that, as a manager, I do some scholarship stuff. Sometimes it is important that I'm able to log in and see and maybe help set up a team, but not actually play. So, you just have to be wise and be careful and make sure you're not overdoing it. But I don't think any of these bans were amounted to that. I think a lot of people found out that, unfortunately, within their scholar pools, they had people who were actually multi-accounting. They said here that there was an error in the detection algorithm, and a bunch of them. So they start off with 24,000 Axies, and then the revised number was 18,505.
Right.
So there were some mistakes. There were mistakes made, but those mistakes got corrected. And it sounds like not only were those corrected, some of them that maybe were questionable also had the amount of time reduced from basically like a 3-year ban. They were confident about these, right? So it was a significant ban down to a 90-day ban.
Right. So, and, I think what you had said on the last slide kind of applies here. They're learning from their mistakes. They're learning as they move along. And, obviously, again, the people who are multi-accounting, the people who are botting are taking away from, everybody who plays the game. If you're farming SLP and want to sell it for a high price and you've kind of lamented the slide over the last couple months, part of it could be due to these bot groups or people multi-accounting and selling a lot more than they should have been able to farm, keeping the price down. So it is beneficial for everybody and for the obviously the team as well. But I like that they're going back and they're admitting their mistakes and they're it would really have been a shame if they had just kept that extra 5,500 or so Axies that were questionable and kept them banned. And I like that they've lowered the amount of ban time too for ones that may be a little bit more questionable. I did see a lot of, I saw Ziori take to Twitter and try and address some of this stuff, and he got a lot of backlash, I think. But I think it's just about tailoring that approach as they go on, and kind of fixing the messaging as well.
Yeah, so I just pulled up there was a message in chat about daily active users going down a little bit from last week, and I'm looking at the numbers, and it's an interesting thing. This happens right when the ban happens. This happens right when the free transaction requirement comes into place, and it did reduce by about 190,000 daily active users, and it has to make me wonder, were those possibly nefarious folks out there that were doing something that they now can't do as easily because they're having to do some level of at least providing an email and verifying who they are. Someone was saying, oh, you can just get on Gmail. Well, that's not actually true. Like Gmail, you can do like the +1, +2 and get a whole bunch of different accounts. But that means that they all are linked to a primary Gmail address, which at least requires a phone number and some form of connect. Gmail, Google doesn't know exactly who you are, but they have some way of verifying the emails. And if a phone number has too many accounts, they say, nope, you can't do that anymore. So it makes me wonder if maybe we were successful. Maybe the team was successful in stopping some botters. I'm worried, and I'd love to hear your thoughts or what you think about this. I'm worried that there is a significant amount of botting and multi-accounting going on out there that is not being detected. And that does, anything that they can do to try to curtail that, I think is completely important. And I'm hoping that some of these things are going to have a real significant effect. I think there's other things that are probably coming too. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to tip any bad actors off. But I think there's some interesting ways, unlike just like mobile games or PC games. With blockchains, one thing about a blockchain is it's transparent. You can kind of see what's happening out there. They can internally see what's happening with SLP and SLP earnings, and they can track what's going on with the Axies and so forth. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited. I feel pretty positive that they're going to be able to have a real impact on multi-accounters and botting. Yeah. What do you think? Do you think that, am I overstating that, my belief that there's probably quite a bit of multi-accounting and botting going on out there?
Oh, I'm sure there's a ton of it. I mean, if you look at some of the most popular blockchain projects and look at how many daily active users they have versus how many we have, like I know that we're very good. We were the first real play to earn game that got popular. We were, we had some great marketing with that documentary earlier in the year. And I'm very sure that, most of those people are real, but, for me to guess that maybe 10-20% might be multi-accounters, again, these are people fighting for their livelihood.
Yeah.
I can't knock the hustle, but if you get caught, it's on you.
Yeah, and I mean that's the real issue, and maybe we better hold off on that discussion. We'll hold off on that discussion. But one of the things we gotta wait to talk about that.
All right.
One of the things though that I think is, oh damn it. Oh no, what you just said. We are the very first, right? So we're the first having to deal with botting. We're the first having to deal with all of these things in this particular setting, in a blockchain setting with this many active users. So the team is figuring things out, and they're doing a hell of a good job. All of us wish everything was happening just immediately, but that's just not realistic.
Right.
These are big issues with a lot of people involved. And so I'm really excited to see how they come up with more and better solutions over time.
Yeah, and I do think it's important to mention, like, I don't want to stay on this topic because it's not a fun topic, but 90% of the people who are playing the game have nothing to worry about. These bans do not target you.
Yeah.
They're very, very specific. And, as this one pointed out, they're willing to admit their mistakes and fix it. So if you're just getting started or, thinking about buying your first team, like, don't worry about potentially having your account banned because it's not going to affect you.
Yeah.
These are
That's it.
very specific, things that they look for on whatever their metrics.
I mean, that is an absolutely great service announcement to give everybody. Like, if you're just buying your own team and you're playing your own stuff, you're absolutely not at risk. There's not a significant issue. The only thing that we've seen is, and usually those bans are really, really minimal. But you could accidentally buy an Axie that ends up having a ban for what was happening in the past. But usually those are short term, and we're hoping more and more that they get banned before they ever hit the marketplace. But yeah. All right. Man, this is a busy slide because there's a lot going on. So just wanted to...
My eyes are burning.
Yeah, me too. I put this together and I'm like, wow, okay, well, nope, we need to talk about all of it. There's a great London meetup happening. We just want to remind everybody that's this week. That is actually in 2 days. Wow. Have fun, Londoners. That is going to be a great time. We'll probably keep reminding everybody of this kind of celebrity tournament that's happening in the Philippines on the 4th. And then Miami. So there's a great, there's this NFT, BZL.
BZL?
Anything
Jinx.
for me on that?
Throw me a Coke.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I don't know what BZL stands for at all.
Me neither. But great people. The two people that specifically I'm excited about on this list, are Donnell Wright, also kind of known as Wiz, and
yeah, he's been on the show a few times.
Yep, he has, and then Jiho, obviously, and it sounds like, Basil. That's why we're seeing all the. No, I'm not. Anyway. I still don't know for sure what that is. So, Miami though is going to have a great meetup. I'm jealous. I wish we were doing AxieChat live from Miami. I'm hoping that we're talking about, and that's what I was talking about, our plans for the coming year. Among them are trying to do some sort of, tour, AxieChat tour, where we're hitting different cities, and we've thrown out, it sounds like, I don't know if you're going to make it or not, but it's kind of sounding like Denver in January. It sounds like pretty sure something's going on in May with a different group. We'll talk about that in a couple more slides. And then, I've thought maybe Chicago hasn't been getting a whole bunch of love. It's somewhere out on the West Coast, maybe. I don't know. We're thinking. Where do you want to go, man?
There's a lot of land to move into. I want to go to the islands. I want to go. I'm an island boy. No, I want to go overseas. I'd love to be at the London one this week, but unfortunately, just can't. But I think next year, we'll have. I mean, I expect Axie's probably going to have twice as many people. I expect that. There's going to be twice as much demand for meetups. So, I think we'll be all over the place.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up in Alaska. I know that there's some things happening in Alaska. Anyway, let's keep going. Alaska's awesome. So great community stuff. We're seeing Axie everywhere more and more. So one of them that I wanted to point out here was the Axie Infinity Retreat. Yep. We are going to be involved with the Axie Infinity Retreat. Very excited about that. I think it got announced.
Is that your road trip van down in the bottom left?
That's Newfound. Newfound's always knocking it out of the park, but that's a great AxieChat shirt. We're pleased for the representation for sure. But we're seeing stuff in the wild and excited to be part of the Axie Infinity Retreat. And you can see the website there. It's www.axieretreat.com. And I'm not quite sure about ticket availability. But it's going to be a great time. And I've kind of seen layouts of the event. Maybe I'm not even supposed to talk about this, but it looks like it's going to be really awesome, set up really, really well.
Super well planned out.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Sure. And they've been talking about it for, 9 months already? Like, it's been in discussions for a while.
Yeah. No, it's they're knocking it out of the park. It looks like it's going to be a great, great time. I've got to wrap. I mean, that if you're going to wrap a vehicle, that's like perfect, right? I mean, it does say when Lambo. Are you going to wrap your Lambo? Are you going to Axie wrap your Lambo, man? When it shows up?
I don't think I'm ever getting a Lambo, but I don't know. Might have to. I'm gonna need a logo redux number 3 so I can put something on the front side. If you notice, they've got the old logo, the new logo. What's going on in the front?
Yeah, yeah. We got to see the 3D. What's going on? All right. Maybe they're gonna NFT that vehicle, man. You just have to burn the NFT to actually physically possess it. All right, lots of projects. We've got lots to cover, and I'm really excited. Hitchhiker proposes a Frosties in December event. So I think that I have not changed my avatar in a very, very long time, but I'm going to find, it's not going to be this one. I bought this one. I think it's ridiculous. So, okay. Christmas eyes, Christmas head, or holiday or whatever, Frosty bodies. So 3 holiday parts. This thing was 1.55. With the rarity of these bodies and these parts, I don't get it. Like they're even more rare than Origin. So this seems like a no-brainer to me with a 3-part one. I mean, congrats for everybody who's selling these Frosties. I can't promise that there's going to be any particular utility, but boy, rarity, and scarcity, these are the definition. Specifically, even the holiday Axies from the prior year. So these were from 2019. The 2018s are very rare as well. But the cool thing is when you get multiple parts that are the holiday parts, man, just like the Japanese region Axies, it's really incredible. So hopefully everybody will take part in the Frosty kind of challenge here. I know I'm going to. I'll be changing my avatar over for the month of December. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Maybe I need to quickly see if I can commission some art, but it's all right. I can use the Soichenhund avatar generator. It's pretty good.
Listen, Baron, our snowman's an island, so we're all going Frosties for the month of December. I'm looking forward to it too. I think they've gotten zero love in like a year or two, so it'll be fun to bring them back.
Absolutely. Yeah, so awesome. And then I am so excited about Metagoons. I hope I'm not pre-leaking something I'm not supposed to, but I did see that they kind of changed. This was GWDG in the past, and now it's been rebranded to Metagoons. They've got a pretty large scholarship program that they're running. I think they have like 30-something thousand followers with their Twitter. It's pretty exciting. My understanding is that they're going to continue to offer scholarships and then move strongly into kind of a content creation esports type of program. And I'm really hoping, so this is Wiz, DJ, as many people know him. I'm hoping I can get him on the show with us to kind of tell us what's going on with Metagoons. So we'll see.
Yeah, sounds good. It's
been
a while since we've heard from him.
Yeah. And so more pre-leaks, and I hope I'm not getting in any trouble for highlighting those guys. More projects, man. So this Mystic giveaway, what the heck? Do you know more about this Mystic Axie giveaway? You popped this in our pre-planning, and I was just like, "What on earth?"
Oh, I no, I don't know anything
Oh,
about
wow.
it.
Okay.
I grabbed it. I hoped you would do the research, and I don't know, man. I just thought it's cool. Like
It is.
I
It's
mean,
amazing. If somebody's
it's a
giving
huge
away
prize.
it's
It's
gigantic.
a huge prize. Like I never think of it in U.S. dollar terms ever. Again, I remember back in the days when people were doing those meme contests for Mystic rewards. So it's really cool to see that number associated with it. And I mean, imagine like you're jumping into a turn. I mean, this is esports. Maybe it's a tournament or something like that. We should probably do the research. But
Yeah, I know. I'm so excited though.
and somebody in chat is saying, sadly, no U.S. residents can qualify. So that is sad. But yeah, man, I think it'd be really cool if somebody who's maybe a scholar or just has a team and is able to win that. It'd be such a win.
Yeah.
Such a cool.
I mean, FTX, Verisports, Aave. It says Aave grants down. Team Salty, I don't know. DeFi Alliance is one we've seen before too, though. So those are some pretty big names. No wonder it's a pretty significant prize. And gosh, for some reason I cannot remember that avatar, but that is super, super familiar. Who is that avatar? Is somebody in the chat? I know that's someone I've seen before in the Axie community. Oh, okay, cool. So awesome. Cool. Amazing. Okay, so where do I go? Do I go to food or do I go to the
Dude, I'm hungry. I mean,
okay, we'll
I don't
talk
know if
about.
that means you should go to food or should skip it, but our food still hasn't been delivered yet. So
So Jiho's barbecue, I love this. Specifically accepting SLP for some great food. This is just as amazing. So it says San Jose, and again, I wasn't quite sure. Is this Puerto Rico or is it San Jose? Maybe in the Philippines. But that's so cool. And Jiho's. And I'm sure he just loves it. This is something that I wouldn't be. I would have a hard time. Okay, so it's in the Philippines. I'd have a hard time with, but all the memes with Jiho's Christ and the son of Jiho's crits and all this stuff happening. It's just great. So it's turning into something pretty incredible. Good for Jeff. But imagine having a barbecue. I mean, I'm just telling you, B actually rhymes with barbecue. So I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. I'm glad to see a Jiho's barbecue, and we'll see an Enjoy barbecue pretty soon. Enjoy Eats.
yes,
Yeah.
burger joint.
I love it.
Now I'm hungry. Oh, brisket.
Oh yeah,
Baronar's brisket?
Baronar's brisket. I like that.
All right, we need to move on to this weird Barney thing.
So I don't know who decided. So I guess it's this Creatox, and I don't know how the conversation happened. How did all of a sudden we get these Axie butts showing up all over the place?
There's so many, and they could be so much worse. I'm amazed how clean they are.
Yeah, this Tiny Dino one is absolutely hilarious. So Barney in the back there.
He's a tiny dino.
He's pretty happy.
That's what he is.
He's pretty happy back there.
They didn't even make a change. They just put a tiny dino where a tiny dino goes.
Yeah, I mean, it started out with like the carrot, if I remember right. I don't think that we ever really wanted to know what was actually going on back there. I know I kind of didn't.
Speak for yourself. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I did pick about the tamest one. But anyway, hilarious. Oh, such joy. Good job, Creatox, giving us some laughs and letting us have some fun with some great memes. Like the one with the rice that's like a Hello Kitty or something like that. Oh man, they kill me. That's a pretty cool Japanese region Axie right there too. Anyway, so this one too. This is for real. Like the first time I saw it, I thought, oh, this has got to be like The Onion. This has got to be some joke site or something like that that's putting this up. But it's not. Like this is literally something that the Venezuelan government is considering. So actually offering through a government program scholarship opportunities for the people of Venezuela. Did you read through this, man?
This is awesome. Yeah, I did. We keep talking about how the team is really going above and beyond to try and make Axie approachable to people, and for the most part, they've done a pretty good job. They've brought in a lot of people who aren't even traditional gamers or crypto people, and I think that's when you're onto something. But it almost makes sense to me that different organizations, maybe not countries or specific programs like this, or would put together these programs with something as easily approachable as a game to, I don't know, make the concepts easier to approach, or I guess gamify it a little bit more. And when most of the world, or when a lot of the world is seeing crypto as the next step in terms of like a world currency, I think this makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
I think it's awesome. I don't know for sure how all that goes down. The libertarian side of me is like, wait, what? But the humanitarian and also like this article talks specifically about some kind of struggling Latin American countries seeing crypto technology as a way to really allow them to kind of rise up and become more viable economically and be able to produce in digital environment. I think it's a great thing and could be a huge turnaround for a lot of people and for some of those societies that have a lot of people who are struggling. So this is one I really hope that you read about because I did not get an opportunity to. But when I read it, just skimmed it, it sounded absolutely amazing. So I don't know a whole bunch about Covalent.
Dude, I dropped this into the chat 10 minutes before the thing started. You can't put me on the spot like that.
All right.
No, I mean it sounds like from again my quick skim as well, because this was right before the podcast.
Yeah, it just barely came. It just got dropped.
I was staring out my window waiting for my food. But it sounds like it's a way to kind of link different blockchain things together, or create APIs and access different information across the blockchain. Just seems like I don't know, good for development folks. I'm not sure how many people will use it, but it's cool to see that the team is kind of and who knows how much work they actually put into this, or whether or not it's this company that's kind of, I don't know, built their own integration into Ronin without asking or whatever. I'm not sure whether there's a partnership there or not, but I think it's cool that other companies are kind of seeing what Ronin's doing and what Axie's doing and looking to build on top of it and create more tools on top of it.
Yeah, 100%. I do think that there has to be some collaboration here. They wouldn't be allowed to put Ronin on there. Wobble tells us in the chat that this has to do with kind of data analytics, and that's kind of the sense I got as well. But to me, it feels like when you start integrating some of those access paths for even just data analytics, that gets closer and closer to opening the door to seeing more projects actually on the Ronin chain. To me, this feels like maybe a careful dipping the toe in the pool first kind of move toward seeing more the possibility of third party apps. I mean, it did specifically talk about, when I skimmed it, talking about, applications, dApps. So I'm hopeful that this is at least an indication of things to come. And another question in the chat, good news for Ron, question mark. Yes, indeed. Any integration, any sort of, third-party access with, use of Ronin in any way, that's absolutely just incredibly bullish for Ron, which is why we see the little Sky Mavis bird literally pumping Ron up. I love that little graphic so much. Oh, it kills me. Great. Pump Ron. Okay, so another pre-leak. This one has me very excited. So last week we brought you, I'm hoping we can bring you something every week, but I am not guaranteeing that. But this week, Menpo, which Menpo is like the samurai's face covering, like the mask for a samurai. You see that on the little avatar icon. Menpo is a way that Finley is behind this. That and this couple here is on this Twitter. So go follow this Twitter, Axie Menpo. And this is a way to take your Axies. You'll be able to map through the recognition technology with your webcam, and they actually will talk and move with your face, and as your lips move and your mouth opens and closes, your Axie's mouth moves and opens and closes. So kind of a fun little skin to use. And yeah, for streamers and so forth, this is going to be fun. And I'm hoping to soon be able to showcase this. Right now,
are we finally going to be able to replace your talking head up there?
Yeah, we're gonna. So I'm hoping that my little avatar, Master Tufins, who's my little skullcracker beast. I'm hoping that they're going to work on that so I can maybe showcase it and show it off for us soon. Because I think it takes some time and effort. Right now, it's only going to be available to people who hold a Mystic Axie. They haven't talked about pricing or anything like that. But if you have a Mystic Axie, or if you're hoping that in the future maybe your special Axie, Frosty, Japanese region, or one you just particularly love, go give Axie Menpo a follow. Yeah, handsome seems like it would be a really, really a really good one to have mapped to somebody's face for sure. So
move on quick.
Should we move on?
This is a mistake. Yep.
All right. What? Oh.
They were calling you handsome, but you're talking about Handsome Lamb.
Hey. Oh, no, I was talking about the part, yeah. Oh, cool. Shrubs, man. This is what I was saying we needed to hold off for. So you ask, should the Sky Mavis team offer dedicated tools to help managers manage? And this is something we've been talking about for quite some time. And I have always felt like, and for a long time, I was reluctant to get involved with scholarships in any significant level at all because of my concern and the risk there. I do engage in some KYC type stuff. Like I make people show me a picture of them with their device, and then indicate exactly who they are. So I have proof that it's an individual person with an individual device in order to follow the terms of service. Things could be really streamlined, though, that if there was an official team-provided rental system, that way Axie assets would never actually be put at risk of banning, because if they found someone that was doing things inappropriately, the solution is to remove them from the program, to stop them from being able to participate. And so a person's Axie assets would never actually be at risk. So My answer here is yes. I think I've been pretty vocal about this. I don't know what type of access we have to the community funds. It kind of seems like the community treasury is a little bit not easy to access right now. I'm not sure if that's going to change or how things are going to go, but that seems like a great use for the community funds. Would be to hire a brilliant person along the lines of Switch and Hoond or something like that, who really, really cared about this particular aspect of allowing people to engage in Axies for a percentage of the profit, while those who own those assets are able to also receive some kind of almost like staking return for holding those assets and making them available. Yeah. My answer is absolutely yes. It's really tough. Like with this ban wave, there were a few people who I think were trying their absolute best to follow terms of service, make sure that all of their scholars were following terms of service. And, some of it sounds like was a mistake. But some people learned that they actually had multi-accounting problems despite their best efforts to stop them. So what I would like to hear is, I know someone of the two of us who refuses to do scholarships, and I kind of think this is why, right? This is your concern, the risk.
Yeah, I mean, my assets are valuable to me. I don't want to put them at risk, and honestly, I don't want to vet people. So a solution like that provided by Sky Mavis would obviously help that out. The other side of things too is I feel like, for Axie and all of these tools that Sky Mavis is building, to really become super successful as much as we think they could be, it needs to be built on a platform, right? And platforms are great when they allow other people to build on top of them and make them better, right? It's not just Sky Mavis building this awesome thing. It's all these different people, and we're seeing that sort of stuff. There is a scholar management group, and it sounds like a few more coming that kind of help vet whether or not scholars are multi-accounting. I know that we've got a lot of people making various tools for tracking statistics and for making your RON staking more transparent. And we've got other people that are building again scholarship management tools. So it'd be I think it'd be nice if they had more transparency into some of this stuff so that people could build better tools on top of it. Or like I said earlier, if something's coming up or they're aware of something, like, again, make the communication a little bit better. Put up signs in the right places on the website, what have you. But I think outside of them building this themselves, the platform is key. And so just working with people a little bit more and giving more tools to actually build on top of, I think is really a good way to go about it. You just said something really interesting to me too, though, about Station Hoon. Who was he, or was he not hired through the community fund?
I think that was what was said in the announcement, was that he was kind of the first community hire. Like I was under the impression it was the community treasury. Right. I'm not so sure if it's remained that way or not, but I do think that was kind of the initial thought behind his hire, was that he was sort of a use of the treasury funds. I'd like to see more of that, but I don't think that we've ever seen anything come out of the community treasury wallet. I think it's all just going in.
I was going to take the other stance, because you mentioned the name, and I was thinking new people are not going to recognize that name, Session Hoon. He's the one who made Axie.zone, which was and still is very popular. But I feel like he got hired into that. Like, he was very prevalent in the Axie Discord, and then he got hired and he was still around for a little bit, but I feel like he's working on projects now.
Yeah.
And so the thing I think I'd like is that if they're hiring people from this community fund or eventually the treasury, like, I'd like quarterly updates on, what are the things that were built using these funds, or what is being looked at? Where are the priorities for new hires or new, I don't know. What, like,
No,
just what are
that's
they doing?
and to
I think it'd
me,
be great.
this question, this issue, and we've talked about it for a long time. It's been pretty much ever since the beginning of the exponential growth, that I've been pushing hard for having some sort of team-provided system for handling scholarships, because it's easy to say, and I used to say it before I was running scholarships, it's your scholars, it's your problem kind of thing. And I saw that in the chat here just a second ago. But the issue is, a lot of our daily active users, a lot of our growth is coming because managers are willing to enter into these contracts, these arrangements with players, with gamers, for earning, to farm tokens. And that's a huge part of the model. So it's not even back when I wasn't running scholarships, I don't think I ever would have said it in that way, because a lot of the growth is coming as a result, a lot of the news, a lot of the excitement, a lot of the real benefits that we see, the community, building around this game. It's coming because this type of model, this farming, this sharecropping model, where people can use other people's assets to get tokens, exists. And, I don't think we should downplay it in any way. I think we should lean in, and I think we should find ways to make it safer, more secure, and actually encourage people to offer up their assets. I've even said, like, in the current state, I feel like I'm doing as good a job as I can, but I can't see how I could do anything more. And so right. I was fortunate, and I didn't have any bans as far as I know. Had I had any, and the risk of that possibly happening makes it so that I'm a little bit chilled. I'm not super excited to jump in and do more. I'm more likely to try to benefit the scholars that I have, and I've already started doing that, where I'm starting to provide more energy to the known ones. And, I'm just, again, praying that they're all going to remain honorable. I told them all, thank you for being so honorable. And thank you for, not jeopardizing me and my assets and your ability to continue to earn into the future as well. So, yeah.
And that's kind of what I was saying earlier about new people just buying their first team, right? Like, some people are afraid of getting their assets banned because they don't understand the rules, and they don't understand that they're not really at risk. And it's a shame to me that people who want to be involved in the system are afraid of some imaginary consequence. I mean, it's not imaginary, but you get my drift.
Yeah.
And you just said the same thing. Like, it's a shame to me that people who have the assets to lend, or have the money to buy the assets to lend and want to be involved, aren't more enthusiastic about doing it and getting involved, because they're afraid of that possibility, that small remote possibility that they didn't vet somebody well enough, and now all their assets are banned. And that's kind of what I'd like to figure out how to avoid. This is the point of AxieChat, right? Is having these conversations.
Exactly.
And, I'm sure the team's doing it on their own, but, like, it's important for us, one, to understand their mindset, but two, the more we start talking about solutions, the more people talk about it on Twitter, and the more, eventually somebody hears it on the team, and maybe they implement something. But that's kind of my fear moving forward, is I don't want people to be afraid to make an investment in Axie, because I think Axie's awesome. It's just that we have some kinks to work out. That's it.
Yep, absolutely. And we're headed all the right direction. And honestly, like,
for sure,
things the quicker you do things, the more likely they are to break and not work. I look at what we are seeing with, like, Ronin and AXS staking, and just how, dude, incredibly smoothly all of that has gone. Like, when we migrated our Axies, it was not this smooth, folks. Like, I waited for almost 2 days for all of my Axies to migrate over to the Ronin chain. I was confident. I didn't have any real concerns. But when you have a new release of something like this, it's shocking when it goes as smoothly as AXS staking. It's shocking when liquidity providing and farming goes as smoothly as it's going. These things are amazing. And I know that we've had Ronin troubles. Man, massively, but they seem to be pretty well handled right now. Things seem to be in a pretty good place, at least for the time being. And I have to say, it's probably to the credit of the change in the free transaction system, where people don't just get free transactions unless they've verified with the marketplace. At least that seems to be one of the things that has happened most recently and clearly, and seems to me that would have the biggest difference. So yeah, we'll just have to see how things continue to progress, but I feel great about it. I know, I mean, I'm not super anxious about getting a whole bunch of more scholarships, because honestly, I don't know when. I don't know if it's a month, 3 months, 6 months, but I do think that there is going to be a team provided system for rentals, sharecropping, whatever you want to call it, the scholarship program. I do hope that more scholars take it as it was first kind of envisioned, and take their earnings and then actually do get their own team. And then, then they don't have to worry about the fee splitting moving forward. But yeah, I think that there's always going to be some that enjoy that type of arrangement. There's lots of people who work on sales commission and arrangements. And so I've actually encouraged mine to do it right and be careful. And if they want to, continue to work as scholars for my team, but then maybe do the same thing with their profits if they want to create a team that then they're offering as a scholarship to someone in their community, things like that. I'd like to see it build in ways like that. I think it's really good. Okay. Yes, the answer is yes. Hey, I couldn't let go of this slide when I was going through the preparations this week. And you've got your mic off, so.
Well, I just heard from my wife that she called the restaurant, and they have a computer issue, so they got the order, but they're not processing the order, so we don't have food tonight. So we're trying to figure out what to eat. Anyways, it's been 4 hours now, so I'm not surprised, I guess. But anyways, I am excited about Ron, though.
Dude, I don't want to FUD these guys, but DoorDash by chance, or was it something else?
No, it wasn't. Oh. It wasn't. It was just a local place.
Anyway, yeah. Yeah. So there's a whole lot of Ron on this slide.
It's me. I'm extremely famous.
I made that one a little bit bigger because you didn't point that out last time, so I had to make it a little bit bigger. I'm so excited for Ron to happen. It feels like it's coming fairly soon. I guess we'll see baronar. I love that. Do you want to price speculate? There's been some kind of things out in the Twitter space by not us, by kind of, still kind of involved in the community, but people comparing it to other projects, including, side chains and so forth with use, Matic specifically. And then kind of saying,
the big question for me, and, there's a billion Ron eventually to be out there, but right when we launch, right when it's actually going to be tradable, we're only going to have 100 million, right? 100 million?
Depending on whatever the white paper is. We still haven't even seen the white paper.
And that's true. And we're expecting that very soon. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow. Who knows?
Yeah, we didn't spend a lot of time on. Oh, we kind of skipped that one. Oh my gosh. I'm going to skip all the way back. Hold on.
So anyways, while he's skipping back, my point.
It was this busy slide.
We don't really know what the market cap, the fully diluted market cap is going to be. We have an idea what the fully diluted is going to be, but we don't know what the initial supply is going to be. So it's very possible. Yeah. Oh, we have something for you. We're still waiting on that news. Even though they announced that. What was that? A week ago? Over a week ago?
Yeah, the 14th.
Yeah, so that was not last Sunday, but the Sunday before that.
Could it be the Ron white paper?
I I mean, I'll take it, but we have something for you doesn't sound like the Ron white paper unless there's something in there that we haven't speculated yet, right?
Is
It
it
sounds
the
like
10 millionth Axie
oh no, I don't.
challenge?
I can't imagine that's it because they kind of when we had asked them when they launched that uh, what was it that tournament,
Yeah.
right? The one
Yep.
with
The community creator, the kind of like celebrity.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, we'd asked them if that was what they were referring to, and they said, "Oh no, it's bigger than that," or something to that effect. So I don't know that the 10 millionth Axie is feels that much bigger than a creator tournament. But anyways, in regard to Ron speculation, if there's only 100 million out there, and we're looking at some of these other tokens, I don't know, man. It could. Some of these other tokens are worth 6, 10, 20 billion dollars.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we're going to hit it immediately, but with only 100 million tokens out there initially, there's going to be some demand.
There's going to be demand, no question. And to me, I don't know. Again, like, I don't know. Is it? Does it make sense? Even if you look at FDV, fully diluted value, is it at least a $10 million side chain or $10 billion side chain? It seems to me highly likely that it is. But then again, we're not at FDV initially. We don't know how long that's going to take. We know that with AXS, the plan is kind of a 6-year, maybe even plus process of releasing all of the AXS token. I would expect Ron probably has at least a multi-year release plan. So I don't think we're going to be FDV anytime soon. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. It'll be interesting to to see Wobble. I don't know where it starts, but it seems like it seems like an extremely valuable project, and owning Ron seems like a very, very good move. So I hope people are. But anyway, I think Hitchhiker was saying, like, one of the very first things under that tweet, it says something about prepare for a drop, or it's going to be dropped, or something like that. Well, it does seem like that tweet ended up being dropped, and not in the way we were all hoping. We were hoping for
just forgotten about. Dropped on the cutting room floor.
Oh, I love it. Well, man, I knew there was going to be tons for us to talk about, and we have come to the end of the public stream today. I didn't go through some of the economics that I usually hit, but things are still good. The daily active users gone down, which is a little surprising in a way, but if they were effective, if some of those measures were effective in stopping some maybe false daily active use that was actually just manipulation of the system, then I hope that that's what it was. Hey, digital nations rising. It's weird. We're in the flurry of all these updates, but I think we're all anxious for something that kind of gives us a hint of where the games are going. Land play, Battles version 2, some of the things that are out there. I think we're all hungry for more information about like land and what land gameplay is going to be like moving forward, because it feels like there's been a little bit of a shift in kind of the initial vision to some of the rumors we're hearing about how it's going to play, like maybe Clash of Clans style, which is significantly different than the initial vision, but maybe not. Maybe it still all works together, even with that type of play style.
I think we just want something new to do, right? We've been playing the same version of Battles for 2 years now.
It's been a minute,
and it you have this slide at the end of every episode, Digital Nation Rising, but we do have much more of a community aspect now. It'd be great to get into land gameplay and kind of be able to mingle about, right? We've had all these events. We've had NFT NYC. We've got the Miami thing coming up. We've got Denver, got Vegas. Like, we're London. I can't forget London. Man, I'm doing the baronar where he forgets names except with places. But it we need a place to call our home, and I'm hoping that we get that soon.
Yeah. Me too. I'm really, really excited. Just a reminder, the Q4 sale is done, and anything that was left, torched, fire, burned, gone.
Goodbye. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
So
gone. But yeah, so we'll have so jumping backwards. If you do want to join us for the last month, you'll have to buy them on the secondary market. And we're in talks about what we're doing for 2022. So
yeah, we are.
Definitely keep updated. We'll update you, but we should have news soon.
Absolutely. Just a reminder, we have some merch. Rock it out there. You don't have to you don't have to rock it well. Just rock it. And Nova November, still much to happen. I think we're still going to get some good stuff. So, hey, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. Hopefully, if you're not here, you're catching us on replay or on the podcast. We really appreciate it. And we appreciate the feedback, too. If your normal source for AxieChat is not working quite right, please be sure to let us know so that we can get that resolved and we can get it to you. We definitely appreciate your viewership or listenership. It's just great. We've got just a great community and big things to come. Yeah, thanks, enjoi. Hearts all around. Big things to come for AxieChat. Big things to come for Axie. Big things to come for just about everybody in the Axie Infinity space. And it's just really, really excited. Everybody, freaking Axie hard. Get that Ron.
Get that Ron.
Get that Ron. And hey, everybody, just have a great time in Lunacia. I'm excited to see everybody actually on the Lunacian ground. I don't know when it comes, but it's not soon enough, no matter what. But the team has delivered so well with some of these Axie Fi products. It has me very, very excited for the next versions of the gameplay.
What's next?
What is next?
Need to know what's next. It's
when so next? What next? When next? How next? Why next?
Land next. All right.
Oh, baby.
Take care, everybody.
All right. Peace, everybody.
Axie hard.